So I had this speaking engagement recently, and there were about 50 to 100 people in the audience. The lecture went absolutely great. We all learned a bit, we laughed a bit, it was phenomenal. I stepped down from the podium, and one of the gentlemen that was listening to the talk comes up to me, and he says, "That was a really great lecture, but not nearly as good as your brother. I recently heard your brother speak, and boy is he good." Now, my brother is an incredibly inspirational individual and a phenomenal public speaker. So when the guy came up to me after my talk, he meant no insult at all. He just really liked my brother's speech. But the question's an important question. What do we do in a situation when we have a coworker who outperforms us? Maybe we have a spouse who's the breadwinner in the family, or a sibling who has a more successful career. What do we do? I recall hearing once that when we get to heaven, God isn't going to ask us why you weren't more like him or like her, but rather, why weren't you more like you? Why didn't you become who you could have become? I'll tell you a funny story. I once applied for a job that required all the applicants to go for fingerprinting. And I remember thinking at the time, I hope my fingerprint doesn't get confused with one of the other 12 billion prints out there. And it's actually wild to think that there are billions of fingerprints in the world and not 2 of them are the same. And guess what? There are billions of people in the world and no 2 are the same either. God made us all very different. And the goal isn't to try to become like someone else or become someone else, but to recognize our own talents, our own capabilities, what makes us unique, and then run with it. So if you find yourself comparing or being compared to someone else, stop and compare yourself to yourself. Measure yourself by your own growth. And remember, just breathe.